Hi, you probably be thinking deploying lock screen with GPU is kind of old-fashioned. This is how you do it in the cloud. The first thing you're going to go to intune.microsoft.com. So from Intune, you're going to go to Home, which is where you are when you first sign in. So you go to Device. First, you must ensure that the device you want to onboard, the device you want to deploy lock screen wallpaper to is enrolled in Intune. So once we go to device and then go to configuration, you can now create the device configuration profile. So for you to be sure that your devices get onboarded to Intune, first you want to look at your onboarding settings, go to enrollment. Under enrollment, you're going to check your automatic enrollment. So under automatic enrollment, you must ensure that you have all selected if you want all your devices to automatically be synced once they join Entra ID. So once you have that settings enabled, you then have to go to your device and then join the device to your Intune. Rather, for me, I already have a device that is joined to Intune. So now I can go ahead to create the policy. So the next thing will be to go back to our devices pane, which is where we are. Go to manage device configuration, and we are going to create a configuration policy. First, I'm going to select the platform, which should be for Windows 10 later, and I'm going to use the settings catalog. So I'm going to click create, and I'm going to name the configuration profile lock screen configuration profile. I'm just going to copy this also, and then I'm going to paste this, and I'm going to click next. So under configuration settings, I'm going to add settings, and here I'm going to look for personalization. I'm going to select that, and I'm going to add the lock screen URL. I'm going to close this, so I'll go back to the lock screen URL and then copy the URL and come back here, paste this, and next. So there are multiple ways there are different ways you can create your lock screen URL. For me, I always want to go through the Azure Blob Storage, since we are using a Microsoft environment and we have that Azure subscription to use. But aside from Azure subscription, there are other ways you can create a lock screen URL. So the goal is, let's go back to configuration setting. The goal is just to have your image access via HTTP. So if you have any other solutions that can help you achieve that goal, it's perfect. So scope, I'm just going to use the default scope. Assignment, I'm going to assign it to all devices. I'm going to click next, and then I'm going to review that and going to create. So policy is created. So let me go back to devices. That means, and then under devices, if I click on all devices, I'm going to reinitialize sync. So my device communicates with Entra ID. So I'm going to do sync. Yes. So sync is initiated. Let's head over to our configuration to view our policy report. So we're going to click the policy. And first we see the number of devices checking to the policy, which is 1. So see there, and there we can click view reports to view the actual report. Currently we see that it's succeeded on 0 device. So we're just giving time for the policy to be applied. So the next we go back to a Windows machine. So I'm going to click on settings, from the settings I go to account and then go to work and school. So I'm going to reinitialize sync here to be sure that our machine synced. So once we have that completed, I can right click and go to personalize. So under personalize, I can go to lock screen, and I can see these are some of the settings are managed by my organization. Of course, we can see the wallpaper, the lock screen rather, already here. Go to click on power and then click on lock. So once I lock, I get to see the lock screen background be applied to it. But mind you, this settings is only applicable to Windows Enterprise. So if you're a pro user in your organization, this is not going to work. Or let's say you have a business premium license, this is not going to work for you. So that means your admin has to migrate you from business, from your Windows business, which is the Windows license that come with business, to an enterprise version for this to work. So that's it. Cheers and God bless.